Hi Taurus, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Taurus season. What I have for you here is a spread that I've already prepared, shuffled and laid the cards out for you. I'll name the placements as I flip the cards over. This is where you are now. This is the challenge you face, the resources you can use. These are the hidden forces. This is the potential outcome. And we're going to take one rune to describe what the spiritual lesson in this situation is. Okay. So this looks like there's a pretty intensive kind of deep learning happening that is occurring under the guise, let's say, of some kind of maybe dramatic ending or some type of revelation that's occurring as a result of perhaps some kind of difficult ending in some kind of either a relationship or a type of work or a scenario, some kind of scenario in general. And what I'm feeling here from the energy of these cards is that one of the reasons perhaps you're feeling challenged right now in I'm hearing the word disclosure. The King of Swords is standing out to me in this moment as a person who vows to speak the utter and absolute truth. So what I'm feeling in this situation that I'm getting from this spread is that you may have spoken up about something that you perceive or something that you've observed, and you've spoken in your very raw, real, maybe harsh truth. Like you've spoken openly and honestly, no holds barred, without any sugarcoating, and that may have caused some kind of shift in a dynamic with either a person or a group of people. You have here the Judgment card which has these three individuals in it. So it could be that this is affecting a group of people that you're a part of. It could be that this situation may not have actually anything to do with other people, but rather this is more about you being utterly truthful in your own life as far as what you are choosing to pursue right now and how you see your life path evolving and changing, and why that means you need to now end certain relationships, or why that may mean you're going to end certain activities. You might end a job, you might end an interaction with certain person or people, and that is kind of like ushering in what I feel is this new energy that the Judgment card is bringing. The Judgment card can be a little bit of a tough energy. It can be quite challenging and hard because it requires absolute truth. It's sort of an initiation by fire. The Judgment card is one of the archetypal energies of the planet Pluto, which is about major transformation, but usually that comes about through some kind of somewhat severe experience that forces us to grow by making us feel pressed and challenged in the circumstances. The Judgment card also brings the Phoenix energy. It's the Phoenix rising from the ashes. So yes, there might be some ending here, and that's also reiterated here with the Ten of Swords in this card, in this position of what the hidden forces are. So this card is kind of saying that, well, it's not kind of saying, it is saying that there is a pretty severe ending here. And for some people it's happening in a hard way, a difficult way. It's like, you can see that the imagery is quite severe. There's a lot of black. There's the imagery of an ending via a death. It's a symbolic death, of course. But the swords can be also a very strong energy of truth, of revelation, of cutting as well. It's the element of air, which represents thoughts, concepts, ideas, and communication. So again, I feel like there's some energy here about you maybe having communicated something in a maybe strong and clear and maybe harsh way in an environment where people may not have known you that way, or maybe where you've been quite a peaceful person or a peacemaker, and something may have occurred recently that made you feel very strongly about speaking up and about talking about what you are observing in a situation. And that may be causing some endings here to partnerships, relationships, work situations, projects, or simply you may be extracting yourself by choice from an environment where you may have at one time been very happy and felt very much a sense of community. Now the Eight of Wands is in the reading here in the position of what resources you can use, and it's in the reverse position. So how I'm feeling this energy in the context of the spread is that there could be some slowing down of energy as a result, or maybe this is suggesting that you might need to slow down a little bit. Like I feel there's an energy here of moving forward in something that you feel very clearly and very strongly about. But the message of this card in this position is suggesting that you may need to just temper your energy a little bit, maybe just like pump the brakes a little. And it's not to say that necessarily you need to backtrack and change your mind about what you've said or done, but as far as how you proceed from here, I feel like there's an energy of patience needing to be accessed and implemented, and also a need for maybe like I said, pumping the brakes and just slowing down and being a little bit more patient to see what actually comes into the space that you've created by opening up this energy of change and truth and revelation. You may not necessarily need to actively rush forward to look for the next thing. I feel the energy of what this is suggesting here is that it's more important for you to kind of just sit in the space that you've created and see what comes towards you. Now the rune in this reading is called Uruz, and it's similar to the Strength card from the Major Arcana. So again, it's kind of talking about how you might be in a difficult situation right now, or the circumstances that you're dealing with might be not so pleasant or easy, and you're needing to tap into your inner reserves of courage, of wisdom, of patience, of determination, of truth telling again, but in a more, as I said, like these three energies here are kind of balancing out these three energies, how I'm feeling them. Like this is something maybe strong, maybe sudden, maybe very like there's a cutting energy, right? There's a cutting energy, cutting off, cutting through, speaking truth, and that being something that is having a very strong effect. But these three energies here are feeling more like slowing down, being patient and reserved, and allowing now for the energies that you've catalyzed the situation by your actions and words. And I feel here with these three messages that what's being suggested here by your guidance and your higher self is that best course of action could be to now just sit with what's occurred, and without trying to push forward any further, without trying to necessarily force a hand or create a new situation right away. Just sit in the situation and be with the energy of what's unfolding, and wait and see if there's some kind of new situation or new offer that emerges that is something possibly providing you an opportunity that you may not currently have in your awareness. Because I feel like there's something in your periphery that could be coming towards you, but it may not be quite as ready for it as you are to actually participate in it. So patience is what I'm feeling mostly with these three parts of the reading. Now this card here is in the position of the potential outcome, and you have the child in this card. In this Voyager deck is called Child of Worlds. That's the Page of Pentacles, but it's in the reverse position. Again, it's kind of reiterating this energy I'm feeling of just being patient and slow and not rushing forward. Maybe there's a situation coming in that's not quite on your timeline just yet, and is requiring perhaps for you to just be still and patient and sit in the moment of what's actually going on before trying to reach forward or aspire towards whatever's next right now. It's talking about potential, and so is this rune. It's talking about potential energy. I also feel with these three, it's like this energy has kind of a strong, tough kind of, like I said, trial by fire. There's something strong that's happened here. And these three are kind of talking about the freedom and energy and action and potential that's opening up for you. Because I pretty strongly feel like you're the one that initiated this energy. I don't necessarily feel like someone else has done it. Like, although it could be true actually. If the King of Swords in this reading is in the position of the challenge you face, for some people watching this reading, there could be a different interpretation here where you might be facing an ending of something that might have been catalyzed by another person bringing truth to you. Of course, that's always true in Tarot Online if you're watching tarot readings online. the roles can be reversed in the readings. It's up to you to be honest about your position and place yourself correctly in the situation. But what I'm feeling with this energy is that there is a liberation that's coming through as a result of some kind of tough and challenging situation. But strength is required, patience is required, understanding and wisdom is required as well. But I think if you take your time here and don't push forward erratically or with too much frustration and anger or irritability, which might be something that you could feel if you were in this energy and you didn't just sit with it for a minute, there's a risk that you might rush forward impulsively into something and it might not be quite the right vibrational match for you. It could just be something that you do out of forcefulness or out of feeling like you don't want to be in a weak position, or feeling like you don't want to be at the mercy of the universe, or at the mercy of another person, or at the mercy of a group of people, let's say. But I do feel that there is potential energy here being described that may not actually be really as close by to you as you are for some kind of jump into a new space. So patience, again, is the message there, and I feel like I've expressed that enough. So I'll move on. I'm just going to check over now. I feel like I've more or less covered everything in this reading. I would say with the Ten of Swords here in this position, again, this is an ending which may seem fairly harsh or very unexpected. It could, for some people, be coming as a betrayal. Like you might be having this trial by fire where you are forced into a rebirth or forced into a transformation because some other person's energy has enacted a situation or catalyzed a situation into one which requires change, and it may not be change that you initiated. Again, that could go either way. But Ten of Swords, usually sometimes it can be a betrayal, sometimes it can simply be an ending. Sometimes the Ten of Swords is describing a person or a situation that maybe has needed to let go or transform or move on for some time, and they've been kind of holding on and delaying a shift or a change. But this card now in this position of this spread isn't what are the hidden forces. So it's saying that it's something that you maybe didn't see coming. That's how I would read it. So for some people watching this, whatever this experience is has come out of the blue and maybe you didn't see it coming. But again, I would say it's important to see this in the way that it really is, which is that the universe is acting in your favor. So when the Ten of Swords comes up, also with the Judgment card, usually it's describing an energy of you needing to pass through to a new stage in your life, requiring you to level up. And you may have been stagnant in a situation for too long, or you may have been dealing with people that you've outgrown and continue to deal with them for too long, or you may have been dealing with people who haven't necessarily been upfront or honest with you, and you may or may not have known about it, but just kind of let it be, or just kind of ignored it because you weren't necessarily in the position to deal with that kind of level of severity of a condition or something like that. So this is a moment where the universe is catalyzing the situation on your behalf to help move you into a brighter and better space. But as I said, there may be a slight delay here in something opening up for you. So just be patient and sit with the energy. Know that a time of change is coming. The dawn is about to break. It may feel pretty dark right now, but you know what they say, it's always darkest before the dawn. There is new energy coming in, and I feel like an energy of something that hasn't been quite a right fit for you is now moving out of your field, and you're going to be moving into a space where there is a better resonant match coming in for you with people, places, situations, projects, and it's just around the corner. So that's your reading, Taurus. Welcome to Taurus season once again. Happy birthday for all the bulls. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.